At midnight tonight, DHS funding for the Coast Guard, for FEMA, and for TSA will lapse. Donald Trump and Republicans have decided that they have zero interest in getting ICE under control. Dramatic changes are needed at the Department of Homeland Security in terms of ICE and CBP. Absent that, Republicans have decided to shut down parts of the federal government once again. Judicial warrants be required before ICE agents can violently storm private property or the homes of the American people. That's completely and totally unacceptable. And yet Republicans refuse to adopt that position. Republicans don't want to see an independent investigation of ICE agents who broke the law. We do not trust the Department of Justice. Y'all saw the embarrassing display by the so-called Attorney General the other day here on Capitol Hill. Who would trust her, or who would trust the weaponized Department of Justice to actually independently investigate wrongdoing by Trump administration officials or by ICE agents? It appears increasingly likely that at midnight tonight, DHS funding for the Coast Guard, for FEMA, and for TSA will lapse. Why? Because Donald Trump and Republicans have decided that they have zero interest in getting ICE under control. The American people know ICE is out of control and that they need to be reined in. And Democrats are working hard to do just that. We believe that taxpayer dollars should be used to make life more affordable for everyday Americans, not brutalize or kill them, which is what we've seen in Minneapolis with the cold-blooded killing of Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy. In this country, immigration enforcement should be fair, it should be just, and it should be humane. That's not what's taking place right now in the United States of America, where law-abiding immigrant families are being violently targeted and American communities are being brutalized. Dramatic changes are needed at the Department of Homeland Security in terms of ICE and CBP. Absent that, Republicans have decided to shut down parts of the federal government once again.
The DHS is a massive agency. It's going to impact millions of people. Shouldn't Congress be working right now to solve that problem?
I'm here, ready, willing, and able to have a conversation with anyone, anytime, any place. That's always been the Democratic posture. Mike Johnson has once again sent House Republicans home. This is the same approach, failed approach, that Speaker Johnson and Republicans took during the 43-day Trump Republican shutdown in the fall. Strange to me that they would decide to take a similar approach. It didn't work out for them. It didn't work for the American people. And during that 43-day government shutdown, we made one consistent demand: extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits. And then at the end of it, when it was all said and done, one thing happened in the House of Representatives. We passed a 3-year extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits. The failed strategy of Republicans, it didn't work out then, it's not going to work out now. And we've drawn a hard line in the sand on behalf of the American people, and we're not going to allow the Congress to cross it. ICE needs to be dramatically reformed. Period. Full stop.
Mr. Leader.
Thanks.
Mr. Leader, is there a revised plan from Democrats for the White House?
It's our expectation that we will respond to the unserious offer that Republicans have made that clearly omits things that need to happen, including but not limited to our demand that the Fourth Amendment be respected, that judicial warrants be required before ICE agents can violently storm private property or the homes of the American people. That's completely and totally unacceptable. And yet Republicans refuse to adopt that position. It's completely and totally unacceptable that Republicans don't want to see an independent investigation of ICE agents who broke the law. Our view is that state and local authorities should have the ability to investigate criminally and prosecute criminally any agent who breaks the law and engages in violence against the American people or law-abiding immigrant families. This is America. No one is above the law. And we do not trust the Department of Justice. Y'all saw the embarrassing display by the so-called Attorney General the other day here on Capitol Hill. Who would trust her, or who would trust the weaponized Department of Justice to actually independently investigate wrongdoing by Trump administration officials or by ICE agents? That's a reasonable demand. It's also a hard line in the sand. We also believe that the money that has been used to hire untrained agents who are masked, hiding their identities, brutalizing the American people is an unacceptable use of taxpayer dollars. And we need to actually make sure that the money that's being spent by the Trump administration is being used to actually improve the quality of life of the American people. And so there are a variety of different areas that clearly the administration has fallen short of doing things that make things better for the American people. Until that happens, fortunately, it appears that Donald Trump and the Republicans have decided to shut down other parts of the Department of Homeland Security.
Mr. Leader, so then just to be clear, can you just walk us through next steps? So are Democrats going to present another offer to the White House? Are you expecting another counter offer back? Or at this point, do you want a direct meeting with the president to try to close the deal?
We haven't called for a direct meeting at this point, but again, we're ready to sit down with anyone, anytime, any place, if they are serious about the types of dramatic reforms that are necessary to get ICE under control. The American people know ICE is out of control. They need to be reined in. They're brutalizing everyday Americans and law-abiding immigrant families. They're not targeting violent felons who are here illegally. The president made that promise. He lied to the American people. So it's my expectation that at some point, Democrats in the House and the Senate jointly will respond to the latest unserious offer formally, and then it will once again be in the hands of Donald Trump and Republicans to decide what's next.
Thank you, Leader Jeffries. There are going to be workers at TSA, FEMA, Coast Guard who are looking at this and saying, I got nothing to do with ICE, but I'm not getting paid right now. What do you want them to know right now?
Well, it's our view. We're going to continue to stand up for TSA officers and agents. We're going to stand up for FEMA. We're going to stand up for the Coast Guard. I think Rosa DeLauro has introduced legislation to ensure that other parts of the DHS agencies that have nothing to do with ICE or CBP are funded. Republicans have rejected that. They've decided they want to inflict pain on the American people. We know this is the case because that's the approach that Republicans took in the fall. It didn't work out for them, and now they want to repeat the same failed playbook. In the fall, they were trying to inflict pain, literally steal food from the mouths of hungry children by failing to pay SNAP benefits. That was the Republican strategy. It was the Republican strategy to try to constrain flights all across America. Again, in the fall, they were doing this because they didn't want to make health care affordable for tens of millions of people. This is extraordinary stuff. And now they don't want to get ICE under control. They don't want to make sure that taxpayer dollars aren't being abused to violently brutalize American citizens and in some cases kill them. So we're going to continue to hold the line on behalf of the American people. And it's on Republicans. If the Coast Guard shuts down, if FEMA is shut down, and if TSA is shut down.